Hello, my Mintakan soul family. Welcome back to the Soulmate Journey Empath. It has been quite a hiatus that I've been on from producing content for the channel. I have been doing private readings because, as you know, as you are aware and attuned, because you're an awakened Starseed, 2020 is the timeline split to bring in 5D New Earth. And a lot of us have been engaging in things that have taken us seemingly off the course that we had plotted for ourselves. But while I was on hiatus, I thought, oh, this is external. I'm going home to help family with some issues. And what I really realized when I got there was that this was divinely orchestrated to assist and support me in resolving karmic patterns. And this is a very powerful time. And I got amazing light codes from our Orion soul family from Mintakan when I went to the Washington coast. So there's a lot that I have to share with you. Some of it is kind of woven into my personal experience because I have been told to share that with you because that is going to make sense and resonate with you. So the first part of this reading, as per usual, is going to be channeling from the Akashic Records. And I'm actually going to live do that. I was told just to go with it and not to write down these things as they were happening. You know, I have been so much in the 5D world that part of this divine orchestration was to get me back grounded into 3D so that I can effectively ground these light codes in, so that I can effectively transmit them to each of you and empower each of you to help you step into your divinity and work your soul mission as beautiful Mintakan star seeds. So before I get into it, over this almost 3-month period of time, I was recording private readings on location. So I didn't have my beautiful studio. I did not have my crystals or my organites or my salt crystal lamps or all of my cards. I didn't have the sacred medicines that I smudge with or any aromatherapy. Seldom was I even able to have binaural beats and healing sound frequencies on in the background. And it was absolutely crazy because as I departed for this trip, that was very, very unexpected, that I was being asked to take in a time when I had very few resources. I was kind of going over the idea that I was going to go back to where my family was for an indiscriminate amount of time. And because I couldn't afford to check a bag, all I could take was a carry-on. And it was absolutely amazing because I realized from an awakened place, from an ascended place, from a different perspective, that I didn't need to worry about that. That my team was going to guide me if I followed the flow of energy. And whatever I needed, I already had. That's a really, really interesting because, obviously when we talk about things from a spiritual perspective, we can say statements like that, right? We can affirm those beliefs about ourselves. But when you're literally put in a position where you can take a carry-on bag for an indiscriminate amount of time, which turned into 3 months, and you don't know how things are going to happen when you get there, I literally had to accept, believe, and proceed moving forward, recognizing that I already have with me everything that I need. And this was so powerful. This was so healing. A lot of us, Orion starseeds, karmically have had codependent relationships presented in our lives. And part of the karmic lesson is to peel back those layers and recognize that in some of these codependent situations, our energetic sovereignty, pulling back our energy and having healthy and appropriate boundaries, is a sign of an awakened soul, of progression, of growth, of evolution. To be able to still love these people that we've had very intense karmic relationships with and love them from a place of a higher understanding. When we're more awakened and aware, we can go in and we can see the karma in the situation. But rather than focusing on the other person in our karmic bond, in our karmic relationship, in our karmic contract, we look at our personal agency in it. We look at how actively and presently making decisions that deviate from these karmic patterns are ways of resolving, processing, and healing this karma, so that if the lesson is learned, the relationship, the contract is over. And if it's just going through a cycle, it can close out through a karmic completion and be able to move forward into the next chapter. Now, there are just some characteristics that we share as Orion Starseeds. And as many of you may know, my primary soul group, not my origin, but my primary soul group is Mintakan. And so we do have a little bit of soul group karma that we carry forward to our earther incarnation, where there's just been this inner sense of defeat, this inner sense of the way that I thought the world was, the way that the world is supposed to be, is wrong. And this is just because of the consequences of the Orion Wars, where there was this beautiful, safe, thriving existence full of unconditional love and divinity, connection to the divine. And that way of life was completely interrupted. And so there's some karma, there are some blockages to those aspects of ourselves. They're typically in our present incarnation, we have some life experiences that have been karmically designed to be an obstacle, an illusion, a program that we are meant to ascend beyond, that we are supposed to process, heal. A lot of times there are these obstacles, these challenges to expressing your divine self-expression, your authentic soul truth. There are obstacles to practicing a more holistic tradition of religion or spirituality. There are definitely blockages to the solar plexus chakra that, really challenge us. We are so good at seeing ourselves in other people, but also seeing the divinity in other people. Karmically, the thing that we struggle to embrace as Mintakan starseeds is to connect with that divinity, to connect with that unconditional love in ourselves first, okay? And so before I get into the oracle messages, and I've been told, that this cycle, this big karmic cycle, is coming to a close for Mintakan starseeds in general, because we are ever present of these karmic situations in our lives, these events, these circumstances, these relationships, and that they have been put there for our soul growth and evolution. Now, this is really difficult because some of these karmic relationships have involved exploitation, abuse, assault. Many of you may have found yourselves on the empath end of the empath narcissist paradigm. And really what this comes down to is this energetic blockage, this karmic blockage in the solar plexus chakra, where this safe, this free, this existence that we used to know as a soul group was absolutely shattered. The safety, the warmth, for a lot of us, our ideal, our sense of happiness is a sunny day at the beach, right? Well, the consequence of what happened to us and to our soul group is that it kind of took a turn, so that we don't feel deserving of that. We don't feel safe enough to embrace that beauty, that healing, that unconditional love, and that grace. But we steward it for others. All right. And so one of the ways in which we end up subconsciously participating in continuing these karmic patterns is by not having that strengthened, balanced, and healed solar plexus chakra, where we have the sense of divine deserving, that we have a divine legacy, and that we are confident in our truth and in our self-expression. So, if you look back at the karmic situations in your life, while they may have been challenging and inflicted pain, and these obstacles that you were meant to overcome to really get into alignment with who you are at your soul essence, you must remember that karmic contracts come from a beautiful place of unconditional love. These are the people, these are our soul family who love us so very much and so very deeply that from a divine perspective, they have contracted to be cruel, to be kind. All right. So this is where having that energetic sovereignty and those boundaries really come into play, because it's accepting the divine perspective. It's accepting the karmic lesson. It's loving yourself enough to know what is healthy and what is unhealthy. If something is unhealthy, if it is energetically depleting you, if it is inflicting more damage, and you are, beyond a victim perspective, then there is mercy and unconditional love in putting distance between you and whatever is depleting your energy. All right. But the key here to resolving these karmic patterns and recognizing the karmic contracts in your life is to know that holding on to resentment does not resolve the karma. So unless you can release these contracts, these situations, these circumstances, these people from a complete place of mercy, compassion, and unconditional love, you have not resolved your end of the karmic contract. Okay. So in these 3 months that I have been on location, the Mintakan guides have come through so strong and shared with me that there are 3 stones for this step in our collective karmic completion as a soul group, Mintakans, that are essential for healing and empowerment and moving forward. The first is rose quartz. So this is a familiar stone for many of us, pale pink. This is also associated with Archangel Metatron, who is the gatekeeper to the Akashic Records. Many of you are awakened and in touch with the subtleties in the higher realms. And this is an invitation for you to connect to your own Akashic legacy by working with Archangel Metatron. This is also unconditional love of the highest frequency. When we think of the heart chakra, we typically think of that green, beautiful, heart chakra energy. And that is alignment with the inner child. All right. It is that evergreen, that ever new, that ever optimistic, unconditional love. I tend to think of the pink light frequency, as the highest order unconditional love. It is mature unconditional love. And so this in itself, this is the end of a cycle, of a learning phase, of a growing phase. Things have crystallized. It's time for you now to apply them and take personal agency in resolving the karma through your choices, through your intentions. And Also, what I'm getting is that many of us collectively have come to the point where, because we are soul conscious, we have come in touch with our internal peace. And regardless of what karmic situations you've come from that may have been chaotic, you and you alone are the steward of your peace of mind, your peace of heart, your peace of soul. All right. So rose quartz, very powerful to work with, especially if you're looking for assistance in letting go of those lower vibrational energies that need to be transmuted as you resolve these karmic relationships and karmic contracts. The next stone, and this is one of my favorites, is celestite. So this is a beautiful baby blue stone, different from aquamarine. All right, this is celestite. And I have this little cluster. This is a beautiful stone for connecting with our Orion star family. There is so much that comes through. And this is great for working with your guides and also astral travel, but specifically as an Orion starseed, as a Mintakan starseed, this is a great stone for if you're putting those intentions out there to specifically connect with your galactic family, with your star family, that anything when you're working with this stone that is coming through when you set those intentions clear is really truly coming from your star family. So that is another stone that I was shown that I have been working with, and I was told it's not just for you. So it's interesting because I have all of these stones, and when I was on location, I found myself not just going to replace everything I had, you know, to kind of have crystal or gem fortification energetically, but there were very specific ones that I was called to pick. And it's beautiful because I'm being shown that this was for me to demonstrate and practice myself first, and then demonstrate for you, my soul family. And the very last stone is amethyst. And this is absolutely beautiful. Of course, you can work with amethyst in any form. This happens to be a point. But I just love this. It's something that I personally use in Reiki. But this is crown chakra. This is opening yourself up to the divine. And this celestite, crown, and third eye chakra. So heart, third eye, and crown, very heavily emphasized as places where you're receiving activations and upgrades that are really going to help you get the awareness and the clarity you need, the self-awareness that you really need to be able to resolve, heal, and balance these karmic cycles in your life. So absolutely beautiful. I am so excited to see the messages that are going to come through for us with Oracle. I've selected 4 Oracle decks to deliver us messages today. All right. So the first deck that we will be using is the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery deck. And I did a little pre-shuffle, but I'm being told to shuffle again. But I want you to know that the card at the very bottom of the deck, number 49, this adds to 13 in numerology. 13, you add 1 to the 3. This reduces to a 4. This is about your foundations. This is about your stability. And right here, I can't help but see family circles of life. A lot of us are resolving karmic contracts from our family of origin or from some group that is very foundational to us, relationships that were very foundational to us and our experience prior to awakening. So that is a very significant message, and I can't help but notice, look at this emphasis on the solar plexus chakra with the sun, the divine masculine energy here coming in. So, you know, a lot of us working on karmic patterns that date all the way back to our childhood. And this is beautiful because essentially what is happening for us collectively is as we are individually working our karma and resolving these blockages and these cycles, we are collectively healing and upgrading the heart, the third eye, and the crown chakra through this. And what's beautiful, and okay, so I'm just going to free flow because here's what the guides are coming through and saying our Mintakan soul family. You know, a lot of these situations, a lot of these relationships really broke us down and gave us a skewed self-image, a negative perception of ourselves where we are not deserving. We are not deserving of the type of idealistic love, compassion, and support that we give to others. That others are somehow more pure than we are, that we're somehow broken and damaged. And now Metatron says that this has to come to an end. This is a serious instruction to soul growth and evolution, especially when you've been awakened. So a lot of us, Mintakans, are real quick to take up our Starseed mission after we're awakened, but it can be difficult to engage in that self-reflective time to be able to do the healing. So, all right, one more. And this is what Archangel Metatron will be coming through to say about these karmic cycles. Wow. And this card fell out as I went to go cut my decks in 3. This is number 38, chakra, light body. Number 38 in numerology would add to an 11. This is a confirmation. This is a number of divine guidance. This is awakening, self-union, and alignment. And again, you know, these upgrades to the chakra system, which we were just talking about, Metatron says, yes, that is happening. So absolutely beautiful. And let's see what we have for overall energy. Oh, I love this. We have number 30. 30 reduces to a 3 in numerology, the number of collaboration, co-creation, and divine guidance. Silver light warrior. This is absolutely beautiful. So what I'm getting from this is that the silver light frequency is coming in to provide these upgrades. And what's really interesting is when we think about the spectrum of light, the different frequencies of light, the higher the frequency, the paler the color, right? So as we get into these higher frequency energies that are coming in from higher frequency dimensions, we're getting paler and paler and more subtle colors. This is also telling me that you are getting more and more in touch more deeply with the subtleties around you. But this is also reminding us that we have this light working legacy, that we are warriors of light. And this is even against our own darkness, our own shadows, during our own dark night of the soul. We are the stewards of the light, the awareness, the clarity, and the truth. All right. So this is definitely coming out as the overall energy at the bottom of the deck from Archangel Metatron. This is a reminder of claiming your energetic sovereignty, of claiming your boundaries, and doing this transformed from a place of the highest frequency, unconditional love. And what I just heard is it starts with you. It starts with you. You must practice what you preach. That's interesting. So let's see what is coming through from Archangel Metatron. What is coming through from Archangel Metatron? Wow. Wow. All right. Well, we have 3 messages. And look at what is on the bottom of the deck. Again, activations to your light body, energetic upgrades. This is absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so your first message here is ancestors, appreciation and healing. Number 40 or 34, 3 and 4, adding to 7. This is the number of strength, of will, of boundaries, of perseverance. And for many of us, actively healing these karmic contracts that are in our individual lives are also going to ancestrally heal us. They're healing us collectively as a soul group so that we can really truly bear that light beginning within. So this is an absolutely beautiful message. Again, it goes back to that pre-shuffle message about family. So I get, this is not, again, a unique experience for me. This is our shared Mintakan experience at this time. Next, I love this. Number 17, 1 and 7, having the frequency of the number 8. That's about putting in the work. That's about making movement forward and transforming the situation. And here we have conquering fear. Start today. This is letting you know, just as you are this earth angel that is there to guide, to support other souls, that you just naturally do this in all of the relationships in your life. Let your higher self guide you and help you conquer your fears so that you can take those steps first. And this is absolutely beautiful, and this is so synchronistic because this is literally what I was doing. And then here I've been shown, like, you do first and then you show others. So this is a very strong message, and I can't help but notice here we go from the energy of the 7 to the energy of the 8. This is progress again in that karmic cycle. And then here we have crown chakra energy in the background. We have third eye chakra energy heavy coming in here. And so, having these energetic upgrades to the light body is really going to help you connect to your star family and your higher self that much easier. It's a beautiful energy. And here we have another foundations card, right? That family card reduced to the number 4. Here we have number 13, air energy, fly free. And 1 and 3 carry the frequency of the number 4. Again, stability, foundations, what supports us. And this is literally, healing this family situation, conquering your fear and allowing yourself to take flight, to be free of the karmic debt and to be free, to speak your truth. A lot of emphasis on the throat chakra here. And that's what I'm getting is, the biggest way in which you've been healing things is the way in which you're communicating with these karmic family situations or karmic relationships. Your communication is the thing that has significantly shifted, that, is conquering your fear of retaliation, of whatever it is, and allowing you to be in this free and beautiful place. Activations. Oh my gosh. And under that, we have number 5, communication, speak up and be heard. So yes, absolutely, definitely a lot of beautiful energy happening for us Mintakan Starseeds, and those messages were coming through again from Archangel Metatron. So the next deck that I want to get into is the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. I bought this for us Mintakans, and in the pre-shuffle, and I've been asked to shuffle this one again as well, but I'm supposed to show us the bottom. And here we have 11, number of divine guidance, persistent drive. And we were talking about that energy of the number 7, persistence. See what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for optimal outcome. So again, recognizing what part you have to play, what participation you have had in these karmic relationships, in these karmic contracts is really where your growth is happening. So Orion Star Family, Mintakan Soul Group. What messages do you have for the Mintakan Soul Group to help us as we process our karma, balance it, transmute the energies, and heal? What do we need to be awakened and aware of for our growth and evolution? Messages of the highest frequency for our collective greatest good. All right, that feels good. Wow. So I have to bring this up again because going back to our Archangel Metatron deck, here we have all these rainbow colors, these upgrades to the light body. Look at what we have here. Dancing in the Rainbow, number 7. Break free from whatever you feel is holding you back. Express happiness. Find out what you truly desire. Again, where's this freedom? Where is this freedom? And these energetic upgrades. Absolutely beautiful. So having 7 come up for you, multiple times, you have been building strength and drive and boundaries through all of these karmic situations and karmic contracts. That is, really what they were designed to do for you personally, for your soul. So let's see what messages our Mintakan Soul Family has coming through for us. And let's see if there's any more. Nope, that would be it. Oh my gosh. The bottom of the deck, number 43, that's an inversion of that 34. And it's setting up parameters. Again, a card of boundaries. Assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your present relationships. So here we have setting up boundaries and then freeing yourself. I just love it. I just absolutely love it for us collectively. Wow. Then we have the energy of the number 9, number 18, 1 and 8, adding to 9, clearing the excess. You are entering a transitional phase and would benefit from clearing away excess clutter, whether it is in your physical body or your physical space. Again, karmic clutter. And what follows this beautiful message? Okay, first we had dancing in the rainbow is where you're going. That's the overall energy for us. All right. And this dolphin with the rainbow, this is using dolphin for some of you as a guide, as a totem, as a spirit animal to really get in touch, heal and balance that solar plexus chakra to get to the point where you feel safe enough to just be free and be and express yourself. All right. And then setting up parameters here. Energy of the number 7. Creating those healthy boundaries. Coming from that place of self-unconditional love. Then knowing what needs to be cleared away. Clearing the excess. Clearing the karmic clutter. Carrying things that aren't yours to carry. And, establishing those compassionate, those unconditionally loving boundaries is a great way to figure out, what isn't in alignment, what needs to fall away. And I love this, ending with the beautiful energy of the starfish. This is number 12, 12 adding to 3 in numerology. Again, collaboration, co-creation, replacing what was lost. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew. Create with a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. And look at this pink. Look at this pink. Highest unconditional love, heart chakra energy. You are being led. I mean, literally. You're being guided. You're being told. All you have to do is work your part of this karmic contract to clear it. You are held. Don't be afraid. Higher you is telling you. Archangel Metatron is coming through. And our Orion soul group, our Mintakan soul group, our star family are all coming through to let you know that you're guided through this process. Overcoming the fear is one of your karmic blockages. But here, they're going to co-create to bring in things that are now in alignment with you. Now that you're in alignment with yourself, those empty places where we may have had codependent relationships, we now are going to have healthy, productive, reciprocal relationships that are truly of a reflection of the relationship that we're creating internally with ourselves. So this is absolutely beautiful, beautiful energy. Now I'm going to get into the Mermaid Tarot, again, a deck that I got just for us. And I'm going to pull just a couple of cards. We'll check the deck after our pre-shuffle. I'm going to pull just a couple of cards to give us guidance on how we can move forward to resolve some of these things. Like maybe what elements are needed, what actions, what this may look like. All right, so we'll see. Mintakan Soul Group. How can we transmute this karma? How can we actively do this? How can we please clarify? Please clarify for the Mintakan Soul Group. Messages of the highest frequency for our collective greatest good. Oh my goodness. So here we have the Empress energy. This is like just embracing your divinity. This is embracing your divinity. Excuse me. This is having a true sense of your divine legacy, of your value, of your worth. The Empress has energetic sovereignty. The Empress values herself so much. Her cup is so full that she can just be abundant and creative and nurturing and share and steward this beautiful energy to all of those that she comes in contact with. And you don't have to be a gender feminine to really embrace this energy. This is just fluidity. This is a fluidity, but look at that star wisdom up there. And the other thing that I can't help but notice is, there's this modern symbolism here of the pregnancy with the Empress. There are so many beautiful things that each of us is meant to birth into this collective. But we have to be in our self-alignment. We have to value ourselves. We have to, have the appropriate boundaries so that we can grow and flourish and be in our divine truth and our authenticity. But I love it because she's half in the water, and that is so Mintakan. A lot of the clairvoyant images that I've gotten about past lives and about what it was like on Artuvia, were just Mintakans love to be kind of on the land, but kind of in the water too. So, all right, that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see, how can we get to this Empress energy, please? How can we get to this Empress energy? How can we get to this Empress energy? Wow, and we had quite a few cards come out. At the bottom is the Queen of Swords. So this is discernment. This is that upgrade that is really, really happening in the third eye and crown chakra. And again, a card of boundaries there with the Queen of Swords energy. The Queen of Swords is very to the point, sees the bigger picture. The Queen of Swords also is very, very capable of very, very capable of looking back at a situation and reading the karma to it. So for me, when it comes to the traditional tarot and having Metatron wanting to come through on this reading, a lot of you, I'm getting the Akashic Records. And some of you may be seeking Akashic Records readings. Some of you may be getting into your own records. Some of you may have had readings previously to help you identify your karmic blockages or your karmic patterns. And I'm getting that can be very empowering. It will bring you so much clarity, so much discernment, and make it easier for you to be able to put down those healthy boundaries. So, wow. So here we have the King of Pentacles energy. This is earthy energy, but this is also about valuing and protecting what you value, working for what you value, and doing it actively in the 3D. So this is not just, talking about these things in closed circles, talking about personal growth, talking about resolving, toxic relationships or karmic contracts. This is knowledge that you are supposed to ground into your day-to-day life and make it part of day-to-day reality. A lot of people come to you for advice as a Mintakan. And this wisdom, first must be applied in your own life, but then really you are able, through your counsel, through your support, through the way you nurture and care for others, you're really able to help ground in these concepts of healthy boundaries. And, it's very likely, and I notice this as I look back, since my Starseed awakening, but I trauma bonded as a Mintakan. I trauma bonded with other Mintakans. And, it was a thing of, oh, this poor person, I see their pain, I just want to fix them. And really what that was is a projection, right, of my own pain, my own wanting and willingness to be healed. But that was coming from a place that wasn't empowered. So when we have this energetic sovereignty, we are better able to provide for and care to fulfill our mission for the collective and for the people who are, our family and soul family. Four of Wands, 11:11. Again, foundations, divine guidance. There is some inspiration to change your very foundation right now, and you are feeling divinely guided to do so. Beautiful. And we have the Two of Cups energy. Now, the Two of Cups is divine, unconditional love. It's a divinely orchestrated. This is the card of soulmates, right? And actually, I have the second card of soulmates coming out right after it, the Six of Cups. Okay, so this is really just, it's a very clear message as it reads through. In order to embrace this Empress energy, really having healthy boundaries and coming into alignment so that you are in a place where you're not expending extra energy to provide that tangible, that support, that assistance to others in the collective and in your inner circle. This is all about you being inspired to shift your foundation spiritually, because the foundation is what supports everything above it. And you may find that, in the short term, there are some beliefs and things that have shifted dramatically for you, but you may still have been operating off of old programs about foundational issues in your life. Again, this goes back to marriage, home, and family. But now that you are coming from this awakened and aligned place, this is beautiful because you will have people that are in closer alignment to you coming in here. They may be different, but it's a good compliment. It's a good growth experience. But you can look back at all of these other soulmates now that you have this discernment, and you can see the karmic patterns. You can see, you know, how things continue to develop over time. And hopefully, now that you have this discernment and are coming into this beautiful Empress-like energy, you can offer a prayer of gratitude and unconditional love for each of these people, each of these situations, and the impact or the role that they had ultimately on your personal growth and development. And do it from a balanced place where now that you know what true divine love is, you can look back at these situations through that lens and be able to garner more to resolve the karma. Yes, this is such a beautiful message. Then we have the sun, again, solar plexus energy. So this is literally illumination. Illumination on what used to have you conflicted with this Two of Swords mental energy, okay? Illumination on these things, because why? Because you have been transformed, you know, to your spiritual foundation, and you have a different sense of value than you used to. So you can now look back at these connections, at these karmic connections in your life from a place of love and gratitude, and see how ultimately they have contributed to this very moment you're finding yourself at on this journey of self-discovery and growth. So beautiful messages. And the last deck that I wanted to get into for us, my loved ones, is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle, in terms of what activations are needed for us to really transmute, to balance, to heal, and to open new karmic chapters in our lives. So again, I'm going to shuffle again, but at the pre-shuffle, look, we had perception. And what have I said? The thing that has shifted is your perception and your ability to communicate. So perception carries the vibration of the number 8 here. And here, throat chakra, heart chakra, and again, solar plexus. So we have the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So again, in our foundations, what about our perception has changed that enables us to be able to look at our foundational experiences or relationships differently? So I'm going to put that to the back on the bottom here, and we will get into this next shuffle. If you haven't taken the opportunity, please do follow, like, share, subscribe, all of the information for my social media, for my community, and to donate or purchase a personal reading are all included in the description box below. And I just wanted to thank you all so very much of all the soul family that I have. I have connected with so many of you, my Mintakan siblings, and you know, finding one another really helps us overcome those feelings of a longing, of disassociation with the collective, of feeling like we don't belong. And here we have this beautiful, mutually loving and supportive community of people who all are on this journey of self-love at the same time. And so it is so close to my heart, so real for me day by day. And so to all of you, my Mintakan soul family, I just love you all so very much. And I'm so very thankful to be awakened, aware, and connected with each of you. So let's see what we have here. Wow. Okay. Realization. What comes first? The perception. Then we have this realization. Again, heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, and throat chakra. This is the realization, is the karmic completion. This is number 37, 3 and 7 adding to 10, which is a completion. You can reduce it to 1. It's the closing of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth. I love it. As well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. This is the eureka moment. That is the karmic completion. It's seeing how you are growing, learning. Like if you wouldn't have been in that karmic situation, that karmic relationship with that karmic contract, you wouldn't have got to where you're at right now. So, looking back with this new perspective, with these healthy boundaries from a place of unconditional love and safety and confidence, we can look back and go, oh, thank you. Wow. Everything brought me to this moment that I find myself in right here, right now. And putting it together, that's the completion, taking action in a new direction. That's your ace. That's your number 1. That's your beginning of the new chapter. So this is your activation for that. Because perception came out first, I see that as that was your last activation. This realization, this is the activation that is coming in for you. Activation. So let's see what other activations are coming in for the Mintakan soul group. We already have one that's trying to come out. And you know what? Oh my God. Okay, no, you just get those 3. Oh my gosh. I love this. See, I've been doing this for so long. I'm so in touch when I open myself up. Like, I don't even stop and think about it or question it. It just goes straight from me out the mouth. The Empress in fertility. Fertility is coming in. This is number 27. 2 and 7 add to 9, a number of spiritual attainment. All right. So what's coming in is fertility, which is Empress energy. She's all about fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. More joyful, the energy of the sun here. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a grander expression of ourselves. This is what's coming for us collectively. Fertility. So wow, the first thing that came out for us was empowerment. This is a very, very intense look at this third eye and solar plexus chakra. Again, 26 has the vibration of the number 8. This is putting in the work. This is putting in self-work. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely for ourselves, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. So again, I think there's a reason that I came through and said, there's no coincidences. I just open myself up and let whatever come out. And I've come to a place of faith and trust and understanding that, I am an instrument. These things are coming through because they're meant to be shared. I'm the messenger. So empowerment. So you're supposed to know that. And that's why I was supposed to tell you. But also, this is what's happening. And this is just overall the whole theme. Conquering fear, empowerment, healing, free, communication. I mean, it's just absolutely a beautiful overall message for us. And I love this last but not least, passion. This is number 34, 3 and 4 adding to 7, which is strength, persistence, perseverance. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies a hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. So this is being reignited. And you know what's interesting is right underneath that Queen of Swords, okay, who is empowered, we have the Ace of Wands, passion. Passion. And then the world leveling up. Ugh, I love it. I love it. I couldn't have picked better messages for us if I would have been the one picking them myself. So, wow. So many synchronicities here. And I hope for all of you, my beautiful Mintakan soul family, that you are doing well, that you are finding clarity, awareness, confirmation, and support in these messages that I have for you. So as always, my loves, I am sending you so much healing, love, and light. Bye-bye.